All right, welcome to RezoBiz, episode number 14 of the People's Choice. And this week we're going to work on a little bit on the fretboard. We got some decisions to make on that. And then we are going to go on a field trip. Stay tuned. And we also got to let you know what the people have chosen about the heel cap and the end graft, what it's going to be. Hi, I'm Byrl with Byrl Guitars, and welcome to RezoBiz, where everything is greater with a resonator. All right, ready for the reveal? Here's what we got. A drum roll. I would do it, but I can't do it. So here's what it is. We had hackberry. We had a question of being maple. We could do a maple. I think I had a piece of inlay or stuff to do the maple end graft if we wanted, or it was going to be ebony, and I did not have a thin piece of ebony if we wanted to do an end graft, but I was doing something else for somebody, and I thought, well, if they choose ebony, I'll save this for them. Guess what? Y'all chose ebony. So we're going to have an ebony heel cap, and we'll have an ebony end graft, which is some of that same, comes from the same area. I'm not sure exactly what region or country, but anyhow, it's got those nice brown stripes in it. That's going to be beautiful. So super choice. This is exciting. It's coming together really nice. All right, moving on. Let's go on a field trip. All right, today we're going on a road trip. I found a guy who can maybe laser cut our sound ring and the parts that go in it will be a lot quicker than me trying to do it. And I might get him to make me some templates and stuff. But anyhow, we're going on a road trip and trying to see if we can get something done on this these sound holes for the top. Fun. All right, so we're going to do a sample.
This is where Roger and I got in trouble. Oh, it did. It just filled the whole store with smoke. I've already been yelled at once by the landlords for doing it. And then all of a sudden their alarm goes off next door.
Yeah, I don't know what the moisture content on this one is.
I've got a moisture stick.
Yeah,
Measured my desk at 12%. And I come to measure this stuff and it's giving me 0. So I don't know why it was so right point.
Now, is it doing that cut is in one shot, or does it have to go around twice?
I've got it going around twice. It did not go through it. It went through fine on the MDF, but the walnut here seems to take 2 passes. If 1 pass suffices, you'll see it. The actual work piece will drop out.
Oh, okay. So I think we're going to scoot this one over a little bit. Then we'll fatten it up a little bit. And I think we're going to make it so that this, only half of it shows. I think that'll work. And that way we'll get as much, I'm trying to get as much air to come out. We still want volume, we don't want it restricted. I think that'll work. And there we go. It's like sound forward. Well, it's not sound forward. It's a sound top hole. Sound screen, maybe is what we call it.
Oh, is it hitting it twice?
Yeah, I was wondering if, did you think it needed it?
No, it doesn't. Should turn it off. Shouldn't do any damage. Just retrace it the exact path it just did before.
You can see that, can't you, Jess?
That's very cool.
Here we go. Now, that's the money shot right there. Oh yeah. Alright, so here's our roughed in. The way we end up having to do it is to make that ring and we'll glue it to this one. And then you'll have this piece below there. Now, there's always that option where we could just glue this in underneath the lid. I think somebody was talking about that, but
I suppose we don't really. You know, I've got the cutter just
Would
for
you
my
lo-
own stuff. It's just
but
like,
you don't want anybody.
by and large, no. It's
You don't want me
because I
sending
don't
anybody
get
to you?
swamped with stuff. Yeah, and it's a lot of people that are. You know, I like this kind of a small custom job kind of thing. And so if
Okay.
you talk to somebody on a personal level, hey, that's cool.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Doug. I do appreciate it. All right, so I just got done sanding up this one. We have, and I say this one, I'm talking about our sound rings. We have a failed attempt. Burnt this one to a crisp pretty much. We have sample. Let's see. Fail. More samples. And these were on the close, but failures. Yeah. Just mostly crispy. And then we finally got down to what was really kind of what we were looking for. And I say we, at least what you inspired me and got in my head. Hopefully it's what you guys were thinking too. But then finally we got down to, well, we have two parts. We have the ring itself, and then we have the backer. Sound screen is what I'm calling it. And there's different ways we could do this. I had drawings. One of them was we could put a lot of, I don't know if you can see that or not. There's individual holes that we could have put in it, and still could. But I really had a fixation on this because it matched the holes that we put in the side being ovals. So when mainly I just cut these, got them cut as you saw, so that we could see what it would look like and what it would do. And I tried to pick some stuff that possibly could work. If you don't like the color or something, and there's enough votes, we can definitely change it. But there's our finished product. Well, not finished totally. I got a little bit of, looks like wood pore filler could go right there. Just a little, I don't know if that's a little hole from a bug or what, but, and then I could do a little bit more sanding, but I rounded it, trying to keep to the original shape of a ring. Byrl does a nice job. I think they're the ones that have designed this. Some rings you see are flat. They're chrome or whatever, but they're just flat. But Byrl has a kind of an arch shape, or all the ones that I've ever seen that I like, they come from Byrl. They do a lot of, you get Byrl stuff, Byrl cover plates, Byrl parts, you get really good quality merchandise. I've been very pleased with them. And you call down there to Byrl and talk to Nate, you get very good customer service too. They take care of you very well. But anyhow, I like this shape and I don't want to change it much. So I've got that, I sanded that roundness into this. I did make this a little bit bigger than here, because when I do, I give people an option. If they bring it up, I could put the screen in it, but I leave it open because I like to, all the volume I can get out of it type of thought. Well, since we're putting a screen in this, and we don't have to, I mean, we could do it without, there's, the options are wide open right now. But what was mentioned was putting a screen kind of like this in there. There's my dog trying to get in the shop. If you can hear that noise there. So we have, he's a great day. Well, I think you've seen it. He's a great day, and he's about to tear the door down. Drake, no. Yeah, he's persistent. Okay, so because we don't have the hole in our wood yet, and I don't want to any more than this size that we've got, because if you choose to go gloss, then I have to buff this. If I buff it, those big holes in there are just a place that for me to catch the buffer on and yank it around. And I don't want any more holes in it than it's already got. One time I got a buffer stuck inside that. That like to scare the life out of me. Had to hold it very still and then reach over and shut it off. So, not putting the holes in it, but I wanted to show you how this would work. Let's pretend this is the top. And I imagine it kind of going in so it'd be like this. But see how it fits, you know, recessed flat in there, just like the sound ring would. Of course, we could do it. You know, we could do it with no backing if you wanted to, and have a wooden ring. And then I thought I would show you. I mean, you have to visualize a little bit. Of course, it'd look better if it was black behind it, but there's, you know, it's kind of what we're looking at there. It's a darker wood too. It's walnut. Where's my? Let's see, which I thought it would be better to do a dark wood because the contrast of the top. Let's see that. It's really gonna look pretty. And this is a flame maple sound screen, but it's hard to see any flame in it because it's just so small. But let me see if I can keep that wet enough. Oh, pop that off. Let's see that. That's hard to hold on there. And that's kind of what that'll look like. All right, things to vote on. We have our fretboard smoothed up now. We have our inlaid frets. We need fret markers. Do you want to go just dots, or would you rather something custom? You know, you can get abalone bars that go across, or you can get stars. I wouldn't really think it's stars. Diamonds. We could get snowflake pattern. You know, like Martin kind of had. And there's people call two different styles snowflake. I'm trying to think what that was. There's actual snowflake, and then there's something else that they call a snowflake, but I never really thought of it that way. But I could show you that. Also, there will be, you could do maple leaves. There's a inlay set out there I've seen where it looks like maple leaves, and you could put them scattered through it, and they're actually kind of you can get them in kind of a gold abalone. So mainly what you're voting on this week was, do you want simple inlay fret markers or position markers, or do you want something a little more custom? And then if we decide that next week, I'm going to Kentucky to custom inlay. To get some work done for a customer. I could get the maybe some samples of some custom stuff if you want to go that direction. But for this week, let's just vote. Do you want simple or do you want some custom inlay? And we got to decide on that. And then are we good with the look of the maple? You know, I don't know if I can get that to show up or not. That kind of goes darker than the maple, but the maple sound hole screen, and then the walnut, or do we want something else? And so I need to know what you think. This is already because of what you think. And it was fun. It really was, and I'm really excited about it. I see a lot more opportunities. In fact, I've got some other material that I'm gonna make some out of for other projects I've got going on. But you know, when you got a darker wood, you can go with a lighter color. There's all sorts of options. But for this one, I was thinking dark so it'd contrast well. If you're thinking you would like it lighter, let me know. Leave a thought in the comments below. All right, so here's an up close of our sound ring and the sound screen. Two separate pieces. This is what we have to start with, and it's laser cut. That's why it's kind of charcoal on the edge. But we sanded it down, and now we have this. So really, the question this week is: do you like this? You want to go with this? You know, we talked about having the hole, and that way if this was the top, then you put this on the bottom, and then we could just round over the edge. And somebody mentioned a screen, and the light bulbs turned on with me, and to me, this is totally the way to go. But I need your comments. I need to know what you think. So this is not just number 1, 2, or 3. I need you to actually leave a comment or a thumbs up. That's the way to go. Here again is how it looks on the guitar as far as the color, but you can see it. And I imagine it. We can vote on it later. I imagine it. I guess I like that. And if you imagine this being the top, just kind of an up close, well, how that recesses in. It does real nice. I think it's going to look really good. That'll be pretty cool. Of course, you know, that all goes inside there. Then next we need to decide, just kind of a recap. Here's the dots. Here's bars that we could put in it. That gives you an idea what abalone would look like on this. This is kind of interesting. That's I use this on Poff's guitar. That would be a Celtic knot. We could do those dots. This is what I call snowflake. I believe some people call this snowflake. I call it diamonds. Depending on how you put it, but I've had some people call that snowflake. I bought these and they're like, no. And I want this. And then there's true diamond, which is square, I guess. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it kind of looks like it's diamond. Or we can go more custom and do something else. This would be custom, in my opinion, you know, if we used to put bars through it and they get smaller as they go down. That's an option. You got to let me know. Do you want to go simple and just do, you know, dots? Or do you want something a little more elaborate? So, custom or simple? Let me know, and then we'll decide on what color size. All right, if you liked the video, if you haven't subscribed, if you want to see more of the videos and be notified when they come up, hit the subscribe button, share it if you would, and also if you'd like to see more of Byrl guitars, go to my website, byrlguitars.com. Hope to see you next week. Bye.